Beatrice Wilson Health Center is not only a place to take care of your body, but your mind as well. I spoke with Dr. Leigh, who's a clinical psychologist and often visits Beatrice Wilson. He shared some important facts about mental health and how to deal with the stress of lockdowns.
The truth is, when mental health degenerates, mind and body, with your mind and your mental health goes your physical health. So for that reason, it's very important. Mental health doesn't exist separate from physical health. Mind, body are real. Mind, body, emotions, spirit, all together. So to be whole and healthy, you have to attend to that mental health issue. We don't think of it very much because we didn't focus on mental health at all until maybe the last 20 or 30 years. And if you had to focus on your mental health too often, we were embarrassed because it was a weakness. And it's still done. But it's not a weakness. It's part of the wholeness that makes us. And we have to pay attention to it if we want to be functional. So it is essentially as important a quality of life issue as is spiritual well-being, emotional or physical well-being. They're all one. Beatrice Wilson, much of the work here is focused both on physical health, we know that, but we're blessed with having a contingent, a group of people that are focused essentially on mental health, on strengthening people, on dealing with the challenges that they face that produces dysfunctional living practices. So, somebody once said to me who was a substance user, he said, Dr. Leigh, the substance isn't the problem, it's the solution for me. Because my heart is heavy, because I have problems, because I have challenges, and I resolve them the best I can. And for that person, it was substance. So for that person, it was a dysfunctional solution. What Beatrice Wilson wants to provide is a sustainable, health-promoting, functional solution to meeting the challenges that each of us has. We all have. So the lockdown in the short term is not an issue. We've all stayed home. I was grounded for a weekend at a time. Not a big deal. I didn't like it. But sometimes I was grounded for a week. So to be isolated in the short term is not a big issue. The real issue here is that it became long term. It's 14, 15, 16 months. That's a significant challenge to manage because sometimes without noticing it, we don't notice how much contribution is made by walking into a store and having somebody wave at us or even talking to the salesperson. We don't get there like little bubbles of sunshine in our life. It's like the fizz in your Coca-Cola. You understand? When there's no fizz left, it's pretty flat. And the Coca-Cola kind of goes flat, or the soda water, even the beer goes flat slowly. We still drink it, but it's just not that good. This sustained lockdown over time takes away the social element that comes to us without our even noticing. And so, people often say, what's the most important thing we can do? And the most important thing we can do in this sustained process is have connections as best we can. So that means with your family, because within the confines of the requirements of the lockdown. So use Facebook, telephone, do whatever we have to do to connect with people. That does two things. It helps me because I had a little connection and a little chat and a little laugh with Kochum, but it helps Kochum. So in helping ourselves, we are helping the other. So what we have to do is be sensitive to the fact that we may not notice it, but you get COVID cranky. My wife said to me the other day, "Old man, you're getting cranky." I said, I am not getting cranky. And I was getting cranky. I'm tired of the mask, of not being able to go here, not being able to see my friends. And yes, it's not the end of the world. But it makes us a little COVID cranky. And we should pay attention a little bit to that COVID cranky. We should use the time to sit calmly, papietok, to learn how to be calm and to relax. We should spend time connecting with our peeps, connect with our people, with our elders, with our friends. On Facebook, on telephone, whichever way we can. Go sometimes for a quiet walk and get calmness, learn how to calm ourselves, right? It is a challenge, but what people have to remember is we've seen far worse than this, and we're still here. We're still here. We're still going to be here when this is over. And we'll be here better and stronger if we're together during the process. This is hard for young people. When you're 68, 1 year is not that long. When you're 10 years old, 1 year is 10% of your life. It's like it's never going to end. We're all going to die. So we have to get careful. We have to watch very carefully the stuff we're listening in the news. The news is not in the business of giving us accurate information. It's in the business of catastrophizing and dramatizing so that we pay attention. And the more scared we are, the more we watch the news, and they scare us more, so we keep watching. Papiatok, calm down. And at some point, we need to try and get the very best information so that we're not scared as adults. And our babies, our little people, look to us. Any animal, the little animal, the doe, fawn will always look to the doe or the buck. And when that parent is scared, the little one is scared. They don't know what they're scared of, but they know if mom and dad is scared, I'm scared. I should be on the jet. I should be anxious. So parents, children, the caregivers have to learn to just be calm and not get caught up with bad information, the purpose of which is to catastrophize. The critical thing right now is mostly to know we're still here. We'll get through this. We'll get past this. We'll get past this together. So make sure we drive that social connection in the degree that we can. For young people who are not at school, that's really hard. We need to tell our young kids, don't worry, enough. You will start over, or it will take another year for you to catch up. You'll be just fine. You know, if we lose 5 or 6 months of progress in school, it's okay. We're going to be just fine. At 10 years old, it feels like the end of the world. It's not, right? You're going to be around for long enough to catch up on your school. You're going to be around long enough to catch up on your friends. You're going to be around long enough to find that girl or that boy again that you think is wonderful. You're going to be around long enough to make up for it. We're going to be okay. So we have to be calm, yes. Calmness is the big one. Good information, and make sure we stay connected to people.